To paint or not to paint? That is the question, good people.
Hey baby, won't you sail with me out on the rolling sea? We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere, sailing to freedom, you and me.
To paint or not to paint? That is the question, good people. Certainly when it comes to aluminium boats, we all know on my channel we're always struggling financially, so we're not going to paint it much at all. But with respect to aluminium and other people owning aluminium boats, should you actually paint your boat? Which is going to be best for you in long run, maintenance, that sort of stuff? Watch and see. First of all, let's look at Steve Dashu's boats and Jimmy Cornell's boats. Extremely knowledgeable guys. They've been sailing for probably combined for almost a century. Designers, authors, they know everything about sailing. Let's have a look at their boats. This is Steve Dashu's boat named Beowulf, sailed tens of thousands of miles, and it still looks magnificent. Steve also had a line of motor expedition boats, also unpainted, and here is the famous Jimmy Cornell. He had a range of alloy boats, and this is his Aventura, mostly unpainted. And don't forget, every 10th anchorage you go to, especially in remote regions, there's usually some crazy 70-year-old Frenchman on an unpainted aluminium boat. I wonder why. Now we all know what painted boats look like. They can look quite beautiful. Here is an Odyssey 48, not quite at the beautiful stage yet. It is getting prepared to be painted. This is a tremendous amount of work by a sizable crew. Just look at them go. The filling and sanding has been going on for many weeks so far, and we're only halfway there. Jeez! And here is my boat, currently unpainted, but we are not going to leave it just like this, although to tell you the truth, I kind of like it. No surprises there. And we are also not going to leave it looking like this either. So with these swirls, I think it breaks up the light, so any small scratches that you get on the boat will get hidden. It's maybe too regular. Are the circles too small? Should we make them bigger? Should we have random circles? So these are 100s, so maybe have 150s, 100s and 50s and just have random to try and get away from the regular? Or should we even go bigger? 200s, 150s and 100s. Maybe 50s are too small, it's like a dot. Now this isn't my boat, but with respect to you people out there, what would you prefer? What would you like? Would you like it completely painted? Would you like it partly painted? Swirly patterns, fiery patterns, I don't know, big shark jaw, that's what I was going to do. Big shark jaw, you know, somehow etch it in, scratch it in. So what are the issues we're considering to giving a final surface preparation? What are the factors? Well, I'm thinking durability, looks, covering up of defects, because with aluminium it's not like a carbon boat or a fiberglass boat getting popped out of a mold. They come out beautiful mirrored. Aluminium does have slight deformations because the welding heats it up. Usually you fair that and then you paint it and you just don't notice it. What you can do is you can prepare the surface where it hides that. So yeah, you got very small undulations, but it's all hidden by the surface preparation. You also, I'm thinking, you're going to be in these out of the way places, you're going to have some people coming up with canoes, they're going to bang into the side. If you've got a beautiful mirrored paint job, well, there goes your paint job. You've got something that's durable and it's aluminium. Aluminium paints itself, did you know that? It's a self-passivating metal. So as soon as you scratch it, it instantly forms an oxide layer which is impermeable. Well, that's the small swirls. Tell me what you think. It's a bit too intense for me. Let me know in the comments. If you're wondering what they're using Scotch-Brite. They're doing a larger one. This is 180mm diameter. Those were only 100. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think the bigger diameter looks better. And now that's the large swirls. Looks a bit better to me, less intense, looks like fish scales. Maybe I like it. Let us know what you think, put it in the comments. So can you see the deformations? Now you can barely feel this. This is basically just getting picked up by light. It's smooth, it's got a little bit of texture. This is obviously rougher because it's just P60, and this one's really quite smooth, but as we know it's going up to 120. But I actually think, and I don't know what this is rougher again, so this I think is 60 and 80 or just 60. I think this is just 60. I think the best one to look at is the 60 and 80. Anyway, tell us what you think. I must admit I'm a fan of this, but I like this one too. It's a little bit rougher. I should talk to the guys, see what time it takes, because if it takes half the time, because you're only sanding it once with P60, half the time is half the cost. Sailing into freedom. The bug of this, I'm not going to do it 3 times, 60, 80, or 20. It's just like being with a girl. Twice? Yes. 3 times? Best to go kite surfing or paragliding. 3 times I think is overkill. Maybe that's why I'm single. So what do you think of the Orbital Sander matte finish? I think I like this, especially the 80. Low maintenance. I think it's going to hide small scratches. Okay? If you get larger scratches that you see, you can always go in and not buff it out, but blend it in with some similar sandpaper. So it's low maintenance. I mean, that's going to be an easy job. So I think overall, look, fairing it and painting it, it's going to add weight. I don't know exactly how much weight, but I would guess probably 200 or 300 kilos. Because depending on how much fairing material you put on, really, I don't know. It's going to add weight. Add weight. Add hassle. Look, it's a foregone conclusion if you ask me. Anyway, put it in the comments. What did you like? Did you like the swirls, the larger swirls, or did you like the matte finish? Now, this effect I called the child's drawing effect, where they couldn't be bothered doing a really nice uniform. That's the child's drawing effect. You know, it breaks up light. I don't know, what do you think? I think it's probably a bit messy. I think we can do a little bit better than that. I know, people, I'm starting to get proud. Who would have thought? Boat's functional. Shouldn't be beautiful. It should be functional. Here's an idea. I hope I don't get locked up for this idea, but I could go to the local school and say, I need a bunch of 30 kids. Each give them a pole, different size poles, so they've got different reach. Give them a different grit sandpaper at the end and go to town, kids. Pay them in Kit Kats, have like a huge bucket of Kit Kats down there, and they'll just go random. Now it is true, if you completely encapsulate your aluminium boat in paint, properly prepared, etched, primed and painted in accordance with the paint manufacturer's instructions, completely maintained, completely covered, your aluminium boat will last longer. But sailing can be quite tough on a boat. You're gonna get it scratched and you're gonna have to maintain it. And here's the thing, you'll get a tiny scratch, you won't even see that scratch. I mean, people see a beautiful mirrored paint surface, they go, oh, that must be so smooth. It's not smooth at all, people. It's hills and dales. You're gonna get scratches, you're not gonna see it. You're gonna get the aggressive chloride ion from the marine environment. It's gonna get in there and it's gonna start attacking the aluminium oxide. And if it stays wet, for example, the paint bubbles, which it usually does, you get moisture and it gets trapped, and then you get corrosion, it never dries out, and there you've got a problem. So in actual fact, painting in that instance is a pain in the ass for you. Look, let's face it, every 5 to 7 years, maybe up to 10 years, you're gonna have to haul it out and have a huge swath of time in redoing the paint job. Do you want that? So in my mind, it's better just not to paint it. Hassle-free, less maintenance. Look, I still think, look, let's have a look at the Beowulf boat. This is Steve Dashu's boat. I think this looks magnificent. Well, it's not painted. It's arguable. Other people would say, look at my bright, shiny, mirrored blue boat or whatever. Yes, that might look better. But what are we in this game for? Aren't we sailing around the world for adventure? Or do we want to go, oh, I don't want to take my boat there, it might get damaged. Well, a canoe might hit it. I don't want to have people rubbing their boats up against my boat. I prefer the more sturdy option. Go sailing, enjoy it without the hassle of being so protective of the boat, and enjoy sailing around the world.